Hey everybody, welcome back. Sorry I haven't put out a video the last couple weeks. I was traveling, I was in Israel. And by the way, Israel is fantastic. It's great. Wonderful being there. And again, there is a huge dichotomy between what you read about what's going on in Israel, which all they do is focus on the bad news, and what goes on there in real life, where people go about living their lives 99% of the time. Beaches are full. Hotel at the Dead Sea was packed. Yes, a siren went off. We had to go in a stairwell for a few moments, 10 minutes. But life goes on. If you can get there, I know it's not easy. I know the flights aren't cheap, but it's fantastic to visit. And once again, everyone super appreciates any visitors that go. Okay, let's talk about a touchy subject, and that is giving criticism, giving reproof. Always a touchy issue. And what's the proper balance? How do you speak to a person so you don't alienate them? On the one hand, you need to correct them about something. On the other hand, you can't and you don't want to alienate them. So the Gemara in Daf Yomi gives us a very, very succinct way of putting it, of doing it, which is fantastic advice. We just came across it this week. And it says, Tana Rabbana, the rabbis teach, La'olam, always, this is what you should do. Tehei small dochev yamin mekarevet. Tehei small, your left should push away, your left hand pushes away, your right pulls closer. Assuming a person's a righty, the left is associated with the weaker hand, the right is the stronger one. When you give tochacha, when you give reproof, when you gotta tell someone to correct something, the Gemara gives an example, not the way to do it. A little bit complicated, but it mentions a prophet by the name of Elisha when he spoke to Gehazi, his servant, who did something really dumb and really wrong. It says he pushed him with both hands, is the expression used, and that alienated him. Not a good thing to do. The way to do it is you push away with the left. You got to give criticism. It's got to be gentle. But on the other hand, you pull closer with the stronger, with the right. You show that the person is still a decent, good person. Their whole definition isn't totally wrapped up in the negative thing that they have done and the fault that they did. That's the 1-2 punch, the 1-2 combination there that gives us a sense of how we're supposed to do it so we don't hurt someone, crush them, or alienate them. And then the Gemara actually gives examples, like 3 different cases where you got to be very careful about this. It says concerning the Yetzer Hara, even when it comes to dealing with your evil inclination, your desires, the things that can take you and spin out of control, be it food or sex or alcohol, you can't just like push it away with both hands. You just can't go cold turkey. You got to deal with it. You got to finesse it. You have to push it away on the one hand and utilize it properly on the other. It says the same thing when it comes to dealing with children and women, people who are usually more sensitive. I know it's a generalization, but generally when your person's more sensitive or you're in a position where you have power over the other, where you're the more forceful individual in the relationship, no matter what it is, family, business, or anything, if you're in that position, you got to be super sensitive when you give criticism and give reproof. You have to, once again, do it gently with the left hand, push away with the left, pull closer with the stronger hand so you don't alienate and crush the person when you're giving reproof. That's what the Gemara says about how to do it sensitively, properly. Have a good Shabbat. And once again, if you can in any way get over to Israel, try and get there. Have a good Shabbat.